Bindi, the abandoned puppy. Once upon a time, in a warm and cozy yard, there lived a little fluffy puppy named Bindi. It was the kind of day that made her heart race with excitement. The sun shone gently on the grass, and Bindi was surrounded by her puppy friends, all happily barking as they chased a colorful ball. Every time Bindi caught the ball, her tail wagged so hard it almost made her topple over. Her friends cheered and yipped with joy, and Bindi felt like the luckiest puppy in the world. But then something strange happened. As she was about to fetch the ball once more, Bindi noticed her friends whispering to one another. Before she could ask what was going on, they all dashed off, leaving her standing there with the ball, her tail suddenly still. Bindi's heart sank. Her big, round, brown eyes filled with tears, and a sad thought crept into her mind. Why did they leave me? What did I do wrong? Bindi trudged home, each step feeling heavier than the last. Her tiny paws barely lifted from the ground, dragging through the dirt as if her heart was pulling her down. Her head hung so low it almost brushed the earth, and her once perky ears drooped lifelessly, mirroring the ache in her chest. The laughter and joy from moments before seemed like a distant dream, and a deep, hollow loneliness crept in, filling every corner of her little heart. She had never felt so alone. When she finally arrived home, her mother, a kind, gentle old dog with wise eyes, noticed right away that something was troubling her. Bindi, my sweet girl, what's the matter? Her mother asked, nuzzling her soft fur. With a little sniffle, Bindi looked up, her voice barely a whisper. My friends, they left me while we were playing. I don't know why, and it makes me feel so sad. Her mother smiled softly, her eyes full of love and understanding. She wrapped Bindi in a warm embrace and whispered, Oh, my darling, sometimes things like this happen, and they hurt our hearts. But there's something very special I want to share with you. Even when you feel like others leave you, there is someone who never will. Someone who loves you so much, more than you can even imagine. Bindi's ears perked up just a little. Who is it, Mama? She asked, her voice small but curious. His name is Jesus, her mother said gently. He's always with you, watching over you, and no matter what happens, he will never, ever leave you. He loves you just as you are. Bindi quietly padded into her bedroom, her heart still heavy with the weight of the day. She curled up on her soft blanket, the familiar comfort not quite enough to chase away the sadness. As she stared at the wall, her mother's words echoed in her mind. She didn't fully understand how it worked, but the thought of a friend like Jesus, someone who would never leave her, even when everything else felt like it was falling apart, wrapped around her like a gentle hug. A warmth she couldn't explain began to fill the emptiness, and for the first time that day, she didn't feel so alone. Just then, a soft knock echoed through the house. Bindi's ears twitched as she heard familiar, excited voices outside. Her heart skipped a beat as she rushed to the door and opened it, and there they were, her puppy friends, all wagging their tails, their eyes shining brightly. Bindi, where did you go? One of them asked with the wag of their tail. We were just getting another player so that more of us could play together. We didn't mean to leave you. Bindi's heart filled with relief and joy, like the sun breaking through clouds. They hadn't left her on purpose after all. She smiled, her tail wagging again, this time with hope. Thank you for coming to find me, Bindi said, her voice warm and full of love. "I'd love to keep playing." And so Bindi ran back to the yard with her friends, her heart lighter than before. As they played and laughed, she remembered the special friend her mother had told her about, the one who would always be with her through the good times and the lonely ones. And Bindi felt at peace, knowing that no matter what, with Jesus, she was never truly alone. The end.